The Nintendo Switch OLED model has been announced, but it's not the console a lot of people wanted it to be. However, it's still worth the upgrade, and this is why. The first one for me is one of the biggest because I love sound, I love audio, I like how it increases like the presence of the situation. And Nintendo consoles have never had great speakers until now. Even the Switch isn't the best. It's way better than what we had on the 3DS. But literally every console until this has had just kinda lame speakers. The 3DS one has tons of distortion. However, now it's going to give us that deep, rich audio that brings us into the game world and lets us just kind of enjoy everything because it is just there and you feel like you're part of the action. I'd say this is a big one. It breaks a lot of Nintendo norms and traditions. But you know what else breaks Nintendo norms and traditions? The screen. Nintendo consoles have always had horrible screens. From the Game Boy to the Wii U to Switch. You can't see them outside, they're nowhere near bright enough, they reflect like hell, and they're always super low resolution. However, now we have an OLED screen, which is the first time a luxury screen has ever been on a Nintendo console. The 3DS was so low resolution that it was a pain in the ass. And even with the modern day Switch, you cannot see it outside at all. It's borderline not fit for purpose, especially in the summer. But you know what else isn't fit for purpose? The Nintendo Switch Kickstand. This thing falls over so quickly. This was an issue before the console even released to the public. Like Nintendo, when you stick a small piece of plastic like this thick on your like multi-100-pound console and then it hardly supports it, you would think you might change that before you even send it out to the press, let alone have it out on the market for 4 years. Like, what are you doing there? So, with the Switch OLED, there's finally an upgrade. You finally can use the kickstand almost anywhere because it's adjustable to multiple different tilts, as well as actually being the full length of the Switch, meaning it's actually usable, just in general. Because, I mean, just look at this footage. It's not usable right now. So, finally, Nintendo has fixed the issue and given us the actual, just improved kickstand. The Nintendo Switch OLED model just has a massive screen compared to what we have now. It's like almost an extra inch. It's 0.8 of an inch bigger, which you'd think is very small, but that's more than like an extra centimetre of real estate. And because it's OLED, you don't really have to worry about how densely packed the pixels are, because this isn't like a VR headset or the DSi XL, where you can see the gap in the pixels. This is a relatively big screen for a handheld. It's the biggest ever on a handheld that's been produced by a major gaming company. It's bigger than the Vita, bigger than the 3DS, even the 3DS XL. So the screen size is just going to allow you to kind of be super immersed, which ties into the OLED thing. Meaning this isn't really a Switch Pro for those who play docked. It's more of a Switch Pro for my handheld people out there, because you guys are getting the real upgrade. Like, the real upgrade. Better kickstand, better connectivity, and if you're coming from the Switch Lite, better battery life, way more storage. And that leads me into storage, because that is bigger. It's over double the size. Which brings me back to the point of you're getting this storage with the LAN adapter, and that gives you everything else essentially for free if you were just upgrading your current Switch. So you can keep your SD cards, because there is an SD card slot. As far as we're aware, Nintendo hasn't taken that away. So I am really excited. But you know the one issue with the Switch Pro? Except for the big issue? You too can now have Wario's ass burn into your screen thanks to the wonders of OLED. So, congratulations. The improved dock is another reason to upgrade. It's now a much more polished thing. The current Switch dock always kind of felt a little cheap, not that high quality, but the new dock looks way better with the more curved design and the fact it's made of less pieces all glued together. And it's just an overall upgrade really. The USB 3.0 port at the back that was never turned into a 3.0 port, that is now an adapter, so you can plug essentially a wired version of Wi-Fi into the back of it, which is incredible because Nintendo's online isn't that good. So if more people are using wired Wi-Fi, then boom, it's gonna improve because more people are gonna have better connections. So I kind of see how that's a bit of a strategic move by Nintendo to include that rather than making it an adapter. But this is stuff that should have been there from the start, but it wasn't, and Nintendo has brung it in with this upgrade. So, there we go. That is the 5 reasons to pick up the Switch Pro, and the one kind of reason why not. So subscribe because we're nearly at the 1-year anniversary of the channel, and I'm trying to get to 30 subs because we're like 1 sub off, and it would be really awesome to hit 30 subs for the anniversary, just as a round number, or even more. Just absolutely crush it, because we've done amazingly this year, and I've had a blast. So get ready for the 2nd year, because we are proper rolling in. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.